these Strange was probably like the first dude that started doing boxes on the East Coast. On the West Coast, there's this guy that did boxes before us, was Mr. R.E. So I always have to say it like that, Mr. R.E. I was the first one saw him do a box. It wasn't like, oh, this is finger cutting. You know, like when you dance, you do certain moves that people like, you know, somebody else, or like you do certain moves that, you know, they are from another culture. So whatever, you know, it's just, I have to say that Mr. R.E. was the first one, and he used to do this box. Back in the days, he used to do this. And, or he would do this, and they'll blow into it, and he would bring it back in. And then go back to his touch. Boom, 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 whatever he was doing. But that didn't pick up, didn't go nowhere, you know. I mean, his style is dope, you know. I look up to him, you know, and but didn't create finger time. So in the late 90s in Union Square, these friends used to come there. I used to dance there all the time. Look at my shoes. I always dance. Like I dance for 8 hours straight every weekend. I'm always dancing. If you come to New York, you can call me and we go out dancing in the subway station. You know, I get called by the cops, but you know we keep going. So anyway, in Union Square we used to dance. Like first time actually, the way, you know, dancing came back up, especially on the East Coast in New York City, because me and my crew, we start going to Union Square with the boombox every weekend and dancing there for free and getting in people's faces. We wasn't that good, but people like start seeing people dancing, like in those movies, like break dance movie, all that stuff. You know, they never seen that. Like in the 90s, like in the beginning of the 90s, hip hop was dead. There was nobody on the streets dancing, only hitters. So the hitters, I gotta say this too, the hitters were the first ones, the ones that kept hip hop alive, like the real hip hop, you know, like the boombox, the beat boy, you know, in the face. And you know, they will have, like, they make money and you know, they do their thing, but they're the ones that kept it going. So anyway, in the 90s, these Strange used to come to Union Square once in a while, get down with us. And he used to do tuts, you know, so he used to do this like, hopefully he's coming here and we can talk to him more. And anyway, he used to do this box. He used to like have this box, right? That's kind of like the first one that he kind of created from what I know. And Shift the Shapes was the guy that, you know, like Shift the Shapes is like very meticulous. He could like take somebody move and break it down. So in this house party, Shift the Shapes showed me this box, right? Besides what the LPC used to do, all these like their digits and all this stuff, he used to show me those things, and then I would show him the stuff that I used to do or got from somebody else, because we used to have a lab always in the house party, you know, and that it was like Brian Green doing a house joint. And they had the boogaloos there, all the boogaloos were doing that boogaloo for hours. And we'd be in the corner just making all these things, you know, me and him, you know, always coming out with something new. So anyway, he showed me that stuff. I picked up on it, and I just went crazy. Like at that time, I was doing a different style of digits, which is digital characters from like mudras and like those ninjutsu shit. Sorry. Like ninjas, where you do like ninja meditation. And there's, like, I used to do all kinds of stuff like that, like all these like character digits, you know? And that's how I used to dance. Sometimes I put it into like my tutting or liquid. I used to do liquid and then bring it into like a character. And then go back to liquid, you know. And he showed me some of that stuff, and I picked up on it, and I started like working with that. And basically, from doing this stuff, like the digital characters, which is like, I'm gonna have another class for that. But from digital characters, I came out with a box, which was like from here, I ended up like this, somewhere like that. Boom. And then I opened it up, and I was like, oh, it's a box here. from here, I realized, right? And that's when I figured out the whole pattern, the whole like grid. Because it's actually a whole grid. You see, you could go down, up, all the way. So if this box is here, and then another box is here, and another box is here, that means there's like boxes everywhere. So you can just fill them up, just doing this. And then I realized, oh, wait a minute, this is actually, this could be a whole dance into itself. So, you know, from doing that, I went up back to shift the shape. So I told him, showed him that, and he started picking up on it too. At that time, he was doing a style in tutting called fixed line. Like he used to have these lines very straight. Like he would go in, boom, and tut like that. He used to have like this fixed line stuff. And he put that together with his style and whatever I was doing, and eventually, with these strange stuff, this style came about. The guys in the West Coast picked up on it. Shift the shapes went once or twice over there. He started showing people. I went there once too. I was dancing. I was very like they didn't even treat me nice. It was like a big battle over there. I'm not going to talk about that, but you know, they seen us, you know, dancing, and they picked up on the style. Of course, you know, everybody's gonna. At that time, if you just see this, and then all of a sudden you see this dude doing bah, bah, boom, 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 you know, stuff like that. They're like, oh, wait a minute. You know, in the 90s, that was like, oh, you would win a battle with that right away. You know, people would be like, oh, wow, no, I'm gonna be a friend. This is crazy. You know, it was so ahead of its time. Like this is actually 10 years ago. And anyway, they picked up. The West Coast picked up on it. They call it finger tutting. In New York, we were calling it finger boxing or boxing style. The boxing style of tutting because we used to do boxes. This is like the New York City style of boxing. You know, like it was just boxes, 90 degrees boxes. You know, and eventually we put the fingers in, and then you know that's how our style came about. You know. So they started calling it finger tutting. Eventually, everybody in the world started calling it finger tutting because you know some of the West Coast dudes were like high poppers that you know everybody in the world you know look up to them. You know nobody's gonna come to New York City and talk to me. Some little guy, Tiny Love, who the you know is it? You know? But anyway, you know, after time, people like started you know realizing who's who. You know. And realizing that, oh, wait a minute, this kid is doing so much stuff here, and how come, you know, we don't? But of course you don't, because you don't have the original foundation. So right now, I'm going to show you the original foundation, so you guys can pick up on it and start doing your own thing, you know? And the thing is, when you're watching YouTube clips with kids on YouTube sitting on a chair and showing you stuff, you have to understand that they don't know nothing. This is a dance. This is a dance. Once you sit on the chair, did you ever see somebody sit on the chair and do this? You know? Okay, so what's up with your feet? What do you do with the rest of your body? So this is a whole dance. This, what I'm saying, you have to dance with your feet and the whole body. You know? It's not just your fingers. It's your fingers connected with your whole body. You know, so that's what I'm going to shoot at. So I'm done with the history, right? Let's do quick history. You know, I'm not going back there, I guess. So, because anyway, it was very dramatic too, you know, because I suffered a lot of this, you know, a lot of people. So that's why I'm very thankful for them, for the dark matter, and to God for bringing me here and, you know, showing you guys this stuff. Because, you know, I used to get so much hate. And I still get hate from people. And they telling me how to do my dance, you know? Like I have kids on YouTube, no, you should do this, you should. Come on, man, take it easy, you know? And then we had some dramatic stuff where some kids asking for advice, and when you give them advice, they're like calling you all kinds of names, like, are you kidding me? You know? So anyway, you know, and so that's that. Okay, so for foundation for finger tutting, right? The finger tutting is you have to understand in mime, it's like they have this thing called fixed point. So let's say, you know how mimes do the thing on the wall, right? So that's actually fixed point. You put you fix a point in space, and you know you can walk around, and that's fixed right there. That's what fixed point is. They use this in computer animation. They use this in geometry. If you want to make a figure in geometry, you start with a point, and then you make a line, right? So you have a line, and that's what geometry is, or like computer animation. So that's fixed point in finger tutting is this, and that's the foundation for finger tutting. You go boom like this, and right here, that little point in there, that's fixed point. Now from here, you open up, bam, you have a box, right? You could close it and switch again, you have another box. Close it, and you have a box this way. See that? Close it again, and you have a box the other way. Now from here, you can go bam. You got it? Okay. Now close it again, you have this. Close it again, you have this. Right? Now you open it again, boom, this way. You can close it in this way, boom. Anyway, from this, everything connects, everything, yeah. And now you have fixed point right here. Boom, 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 boom. Sayonara. So anyway, the fixed point, that's the most important, because the fixed point moves everything in space. So like if you're doing a box like this, right, you could use this fixed point is right here, move it up, right, then you could like trace the box right here, boom, boom, see that? And then turn, boom, boom, boom. The fixed point moves everywhere, boom, 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 right? So that's the concept, you know, that's the concept of fixed point. One hand moves, the other one stops. One hand moves, the other one stays in space. This is for beginners, you know. Eventually, when you get good at it, you could move both hands together, or you could like have a fixed point. Let's say your leg is fixed point, and then the rest moves around, you know, like a box moves around your body, and all kinds of stuff like that. Boom, 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 boom. Anyway, so just a little something there. So that's fixed point. Now for finger tutting foundation, let's say you do a box, right, like this. So to move around, because this is a dance, you're gonna go. Let's say you go like this, right? Yeah. See, like this has to be straight. Everything is 90 degrees for beginner. You know, eventually when you get good at it, you know, you change that. You know, but for now, yeah, this will be like the first foundation. And if I'm teaching you like that, you have to like this, because it's a dance. You're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, go ahead. Stand up. Yeah, stand up, please. Okay, this concept was invented, I think, in the West Coast. Icon showed me that. Yeah, so this is a beautiful concept. I'm just going to show it to you. So you close in like that, boom, right? This way, yeah. Yeah, so this you could do it with walking forward. 1, 2, yeah. Back, 1, 2, down, 3, 4. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Anyway, you just get an idea. I'm not right. Boom, open, bam. Right, nice. Down, boom, nice. Down, yeah. Side, yeah. Boom, and close, right? So now we're going to do steps, side to side. So we're going to go 1, right? 2, back, yeah. 3, yeah. 4, right? And back again, and back. Good. Now from here, we're going to do same thing. Now, from here, we're going to go 2, yeah, 4, 2, 4, 3, again, boom, nice. Again, this way. Also from here, you can go bam, bam, and close. Alright? So this is a simple foundation for tutting. You know, it's not the whole thing, but just you should have this like water. Like you're walking around, look at me, like I'm walking around, I could do house with this, right? I could like pop with it, or you could do boogaloo, you know. But you have to have it like water, like you have to think about it, you know. It has to, you know, this is like the foundation for tutting with. And it's important just to have it right. Because once you get it like real good, then you're gonna advance faster. Because if you have a strong foundation, then you could be a good boxer, right? So anyway, that was it. Also for tutting, you have the old school tutting, like side to side, right? So you go boom, and your feet this way. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Right? And then you could break it down to 1, 2, 3, and 4. Right? And back. Back. Also, from here, you can break it down to 1, 2, right? 3, and 4, right? And switch, boom, 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 3, and 4. One of the first finger tutting. So just say something, man. Say something. That's it.
Like Tiny said, I'm one of the originators. I actually think I'm technically maybe the first. But my style of finger tutting is different from Tiny. Tiny definitely originated a lot of stuff with the walking boxes, the remote kind of style, whatever they call it. I was more as an extension of my tutting, and I did a lot of boxes back in the day, and a lot of movement like that with my tut. So the finger tut started out being an extension of that. So I do digit stuff like, folds and hides to get into more boxes of, 4, you get 1, you get 1 to add waves to them. You go this way, adding like, traditional hides and stuff that I learned from Jared and, Sammy D and stuff. But, I mean, I was the first to do combos, because I know a lot of the West Coast cats, they say, yeah, we originated it, and they have a move where they move their thumb once or twice, or like that. That's not a style, that's a move. I was the first to do multiple combos and move it around. A lot of the original thumb twist and stuff. So you're looking at it right here when it comes to finger tuts.
Triangles.
Oh, triangles. Yeah. Now I know. I think Hadouken is going to teach a class on triangle movement. I was Staten Island, everybody's Just tell the truth, Dad. Just tell the truth. But when it comes to triangular movement, I know Hadouken is going to teach a class later. Yeah. He's probably got some ill shit. But I was starting to do that, I think, 2003, 4, right when people were really getting the finger tuts. Yeah. I was starting to work on different shapes, and triangles were definitely some of them. And I can make like triangle boxes, shoulder triangles, collapse, stuff like that, back into the fingers. And the same thing, you can do 1, you can do 2, 3, a double 1. You can mix it up. And then you don't have to stop with triangles. You can do, I've been working on like the diamonds, all types of shapes. Just look at geometry. So I just got it, so let me let it stretch out.
Also, I gotta say this too, because I came out with the yin and yang sign because I saw him once in Unis Square.
Yeah, I can do a lot of stuff like that. So again, but a lot of stuff where you would open it up in there, like you said, the fixed points and stuff.
Yeah.
Going inside, the points, and then you turned into that whole seal stuff. Right?
Yeah. So awesome. From that, I eventually ended up with the yin and yang sign because it makes sense, they connect, and then I was like, oh, I looked in the mirror, oh wait, this looks like, oh, this looks like a whole Asian concept, a whole like mathematical formula that people still work on it and try to understand it. But anyway, so yeah, like you connect your fingers like this, right? You switch, right, and you connect them like that. Yeah, and then you got the yin and yang. Also, from here, like I showed this to shift the shapes, and then he eventually end up with a box from that. You know, so you know this, and that opens to another box. Right? From what he was showing, that's just a little. From his concept, when you're doing this, right? I came out with another concept where I was calling it checkerboards. So this is like a whole style, checkerboard style, right? So from here, you can actually just do checkerboards, right? And then move around with it. And, you know, do this style. Basically, what you could do, you take a box, let's say this box, and you think like you're gonna start to create something like, what can I do with this box, right? Where can I take this box, or like how can I break it down? So let's say you got this box and you go boom, 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 right? Boom, boom, move it up in space, right? Connect it, open it, boom, boom, go through it, and all kinds of stuff you could do with just one box. And people will be like, oh man, this is crazy. But you're not doing anything. You're just moving a box in space. That's all it is, you know. So that's how you should practice sometimes, you know. There's times when you're practicing and you never come out with stuff. You know, oh man, I've been trying it for so hard, and the whole 2 hours straight, and nothing's coming out. What you need to do is get in a loop. Like even with liquid, just a little liquid. I used to go into like a liquid loop and stay there for like 2 hours. And you know, I'm like, I mean, yeah, it's boring, but after a while you break down that pattern and then you come out with something else. Or even if you don't come out, you have an hour of practice that you practice. You know, because I used to practice 8 hours straight sometimes, like on my job.
Now he practices 10.
Don't tell that to my people at job, on my job. But anyway, so yeah, what else I have here? From finger connect, from finger tutting, eventually finger connects start coming out. And you know, that's where Ty is going to talk about that. That's another style of fingers that is, you know, pretty like, what?
2 minutes.
2 more minutes? Okay, cool. Also, you guys have any questions, any comments? Oh yeah. Let me show you something. Transitions, right? I have a whole bunch of stuff, but you know, we don't have time. So transitions, you connect your fingers like this, right? Boom. Right? You're gonna go down one, right? This way, right? Boom. Yeah. Boom. Boom. Now I'm gonna show you how to. You know this thing called crazy legs, right? You know crazy leg style, from popping, when you go boom, 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 right? Check this out. So you're gonna go boom, and switch, and then again boom, and switch, right? So we're gonna connect this, boom, boom, right? And we're gonna go boom, boom, yeah. And again, boom, and boom. All right, let's make it simple. Let's make it more simple. Like this, right? Like that. So you're gonna go 1, right? 2, and again 1 and 2, right? Okay. Anyway, twist those. You could do twist those and walk around with boxes. Let's say transitions. Just with this, transition is like you could transition everywhere because everybody dances two-dimensional. Just like look at me in the front, and they don't even use their legs. But you could move around and use twist on. And just with this thumbs transition, right? And then go down, that's another thing. People don't go down on the floor and move around and, you know, do other like type of movement. Just with this little thing, this connection right here. So take that too and do whatever you want to do with it. And fly into space. More stuff? That's it?
Lunch, yeah.
Okay, thank you very much.